Why, hello there. I'm going to read the script for Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade by Jeffrey Boehm. Dismount! Herman's horse sick. Chaps, don't wander off. Some of the passageways in here can run for miles. They go down to a cave. I don't think this is such a good idea. What is it? Dun, 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 dun. Half-breed? That's not very politically correct. Oh, we're supposed to think this is Indiana Jones? Oh, it's kind of like a reversal. I never picked up on that. I just assumed the young guy was Indiana Jones. Guess they're calling him Fedora. Alfred, did you get anything yet? I wonder if that was a Batman reference because it came out the same year. Nothing. Dig in. Is this dialogue actually in the movie? We're rich. We're rich. We'll be rich, ain't we? Okay, that was in the movie. Indy, what are they doing? Indiana, Indiana. Shh. Hey, we got to find more stuff to bring back. It's the Cross of Coronado. Cortez gave it to him in 1521. That cross is an important artifact. It belongs in a museum. Run back and find the others. Tell Mr. Havelock there are men looting in the caves. Have him bring the sheriff. It's only a snake. Oh, Indy's not scared of snakes. Did you hear what I said? Right. Run back. Mr. Havelock, the sheriff. What are you going to do? I don't know. Oh, wait, he's a kid. I don't know. I'll think of something. Dig with your hands, boys, not your mouth. That's different. He's got our thing. Did they actually say that in the movie? Mr. Havelock, anybody? Should be the word beat here. Everybody's lost but me. Let's get him! Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's when his horse comes up and he whistles. Fun fact, I can't whistle, so. Let's see. Fedora and his men arrive at the roof's edge. Roof? Time to see Indy climb into the saddle and gallop off. Yeah, yeah! Hey, come back here! The man in the Panama hat arrives in the car. His face is concealed. Why would his face need to be concealed? We haven't seen him yet. Come on, get him! Indy spurs his mount on with greater speeds, but the autos not only keep up with the horse, but they begin to squeeze in on it. Well, I would hope so. What is this like? What? 1912, 1913? It would be before Indiana Jones part in World War I, of course. Oh, okay, circus train. Okay, blah blah blah. Half breed. Come on, guys, half breed. Let's see. Oh, the reptile car. Indiana Jones is crawling on a catwalk. Suspended from the car's ceiling several feet below are numerous vats containing all manner of reptiles, alligators, crocodiles. Oh, see, they're different. That's good. Giant lizards, etc. Indy crawls away. They grab his foot. He lands hard with a splash in a vat of water where he finds himself eye to eye with an enormous anaconda. I guess it's better than ending up in a vat with John Voight. The head of the snake is so damn big, it looks more like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh, foreshadowing to Jurassic Park. That's when he goes in the snake vat, and that's where he becomes scared of snakes. This worked a lot better on film. Okay, he's outside of the train. Indy stops, checks to see if the cross is still lodged in his belt. Suddenly, he looks worried and he frantically reaches into his shirt, removes a snake from it, and tosses it away. Roscoe appears atop the reptile car and manages to grab Indy. Indy kicks at him. Roscoe grabs the side of the reptile cars, and he moves on to exterior flat car day. Okay, Indy climbs over the canvas-covered circus equipment. Roscoe follows, grabbing a long stick with a hook on it. Hey, that happened in the movie. Oh yeah, that's right. There's a rhinoceros in there, and it sticks his horn through the roof or something. Blah blah blah. Action, action, action. See, when you write a script, it's actually better to have all this action rather than dialogue. If there's like pages and pages of dialogue, that's when they don't call you back. Holy smokes! I don't think that's what he said in the movie. Indy kicks Roscoe away. Roscoe rolls to the edge of the car, but keeps from falling. And he flips over onto his stomach. It's actually a fairly detailed action for a script. Spielberg usually storyboards things to the nth degree. Indy gets to his feet, looks ahead, sees a water tank alongside the track. Indy gets an idea. In an instant, he calculates his approach, times the distance, and leaps for the tank's water spout. He catches it perfectly. Wow, this is a really detailed. Is this the actual script? This is like really detailed. With Indy hanging on, feet kicking, the water spout deposits him right back on the train onto a roof of a stock car. He looks up to see Fedora walking toward him. Come on, kid. There's no way out of this. As Indy edges away from Fedora, a portion of the stock car's roof collapses and he falls through the car below. In stock car. Oh, he just says oh all the time. An African lion, as opposed to a Siberian lion. The lion roars. The boxcar walls shake. Indy gasps. Dust swirls up in the shafts of sunlight. And Indy has one more surprise in store. The Cross of Cortez has been dislodged from his belt during the fall. Indy glances around, sees a coiled lion tamer's whip hanging on a nail. Carefully takes it by the handle. Now he has his whip. Oh, do they actually have the scar thing in here? Wets his lips, tries again. Oh, it does. It cuts his chin. Okay, so there's his scar. I think Harrison Ford got that in an automobile accident, I want to say. IRL. Toss up the whip! Throw me the whip, I threw her the idol. Okay, Doc Ock. Fedora, assisted by Half-Breed and Rough Rider, reels Indy out of the stock cars. The lion roars and lunges, and Indy screams. He didn't scream in the movie. See, when they made the movie, they're like, Indy's tougher than that. Because if you look at the total Indy, like, his life, I mean, he's already been on many adventures before this even happens. You got a heart, kid, but that belongs to me. It belongs to Coronado. Coronado's dead, and so are all his grandchildren. That's how he said it in the movie. It's like he had to burp or something between the lines. This should be in a museum. It belongs in a museum. Oh, wait, this is before they say their line. Now give me that. They obviously changed this in the movie. Okay, Roscoe screams bloody murder. Oh, yeah, that's right. A snake comes out of his sleeve. Don't let him get away. Magic. Hold it. Make sure he doesn't double back. Magic equipment, magic box. Okay, kid, out of the box. Yeah, how did that work? Right, the magic box? That was kind of dumb. Indy is running down the tracks, turning up toward a street of modest clapboard houses. Okay, that's not how they filmed it. They probably couldn't find a train track near houses. Damn! As Indy runs from the railroad tracks and approaches his house, we see the name Jones painted on a mailbox. Remember, Indiana Jones is from Utah. Dad! A husky barks. Well, what else would they do? Indy runs past in search of his father. Dad! Indy charges in. The study is cluttered with books. Professor Henry Jones is absorbed at his desk. He's studying a very ancient parchment volume which lies open on the desk. Blah, blah, blah. Dad! Out! It's important. Then wait. Count to 20. No, Dad, you listen to me. Junior! 1, 2, 3, 4. In Greek. Indy's reaction. What? See, this is how it worked back then. Jeffrey Boehm couldn't just Google what it would be in Greek, so he knew someone down the road would have to actually research it. And I'm not going to. An ancient car is heard arriving. How ancient could a car be in like 1912? May he who illuminated this illuminate me. I brought the sheriff. Just the man I wanted to see. Now there are 5 or 6 of them. All right, son. They came after me. You still got it? Well, yes, sir. It's right here. I'm glad to see that, son, because the rightful owner of this cross won't press charges if you give it back. He's got witnesses, 5 or 6 of them. Dun 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 dun. Woohoo! You lost today, kid. That doesn't mean you have to like it. Dun 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 dun. Small world, Dr. Jones. Too small for the 2 of us. This is the 2nd time I've had to reclaim my property from you. That belongs in a museum. So do you. Throw him over the side. Dun, 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 dun. Bam. Grab him, he's getting away. Dun, 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 dun. Archaeology is the search for fact, not truth. If it's truth you're interested in, Dr. Tyree's philosophy class is right down the hall. So forget any ideas you've got about lost cities, exotic travel, and digging up the world. You do not follow maps to treasure, and X never, ever marks the spot. 70% of all archaeology is done in the library. Research, reading. We cannot afford to take mythology at face value. Gee, they're really setting up a lot of stuff here. Next week, Egyptology, starting with excavation of Necratus by Blinders Petrie in 1885. I will be in my office if anyone's got any problems for the next hour and a half. I totally won't be there. Marcus, I did it. You've got it? You know how long I've been looking for that? All your life? All my life. Shouldn't there be like a question mark here? Well done, Indy. Very well done indeed. This will find a place of honor in our Spanish collection. We can discuss my honorarium over dinner and champagne tonight. See, Indiana Jones, he's still getting paid. He's still getting paid. So, 2 sides of one coin. Your treat. Yes, my treat. Indy's office, bursting with students, all competing for his attention. Shush, shush, shush. Dr. Jones, I'm so glad you're back. Your mail is at your desk. Here are your phone messages. Dr. Jones, you promised Dr. I don't think that was in the movie. This is your appointment schedule, and the term papers still haven't been graded. This reminds me of this. I've always tried to find this on YouTube, but I can't. It's like this comedian who does a routine about Indiana Jones, and the whole thing is like, hey, man, if you want to blow off class, you gotta like take archaeology with Jones, man. He's always like looking for some magic stick or something. And so like it's a substitute the entire time. It's so easy, man. Put everyone's name on a list in the order they arrived, and I'll see each and every one of them in turn. Goes into his office. Venice, Italy. I always say that whenever I get mail. I always assume it's from Venice, Italy. And then Indiana Jones just leaves the college. He's like, screw this. Dr. Jones! 3 men step out of the sedan. Everything about them bespeaks? G-Man. The first man steps behind Indy. Dr. Jones? But are they G-men? Because he wouldn't have G-men. Indy is ushered into a large Art Deco apartment and left alone. Numerous museum-quality artifacts are displayed in the room. Walter Donovan enters from across the room. I trust your chip was comfortable, Dr. Jones. My men didn't alarm you, I hope. My name is Donovan, Walter Donovan. I know who you are, Mr. Donovan. Your contributions to the museum over the years have been extremely generous. Some of the pieces in your collection here are quite impressive. Well, like yourself, Dr. Jones, I have a passion for rare antiquities. Have a look over here. This might interest you. Well, it's sandstone. Christian symbol, early Latin text, mid-12th century, I should think. That was our assessment as well. Where'd you get this? My engineers unearthed it while in the mountain region north of Ankara while excavating for copper. Can you translate the inscription? I like Donovan's acting in this scene because obviously he knows everything and he's kind of just excited to see. He's excited to see if Indiana Jones is excited, but spoiler warning, he's a bad guy. Who drinks the water I shall give him, saith the Lord, will have a spring inside him welling for eternal life. Let them bring me to your holy mountain in the place where you dwell. Across the desert and through the mountain to the canyon of the crescent moon, to the temple where the cup that, holy crap, where the cup that holds the blood of Jesus Christ resides forever. The Holy Grail, Dr. Jones, the chalice used by Christ during the Last Supper, the cup that caught his blood at the crucifixion and was entrusted to Joseph of Arimathea. The Arthur legend. I've heard this bedtime story before. Eternal life, Dr. Jones. The gift of youth to whoever drinks from the Grail. Now that's a bedtime story I'd like to wake up to. An old man's dream. Every man's dream. Including your father's, I believe. Grail lore is his hobby. He's a teacher of medieval literature. At some place. The one the students hope they don't get. Walter, you're neglecting your guests. Be along in a moment, dear. Yeah, I've seen this movie like 100 times. Hard to resist, isn't it? The Holy Grail's final resting place described in detail. What good is it? This Grail tablet speaks of deserts and mountains and canyons. Pretty vague. Where do you want to start looking? Maybe if the tablet were intact, you'd have something to go on. But the entire top portion is missing. Just the same, an attempt to recover the Grail is currently underway. I won't tell you by whom, though. Let me tell you another bedtime story, Dr. Jones. After the Grail was entrusted to Joseph of Arimathea, it disappeared and was lost for 1,000 years before it was found again by 3 knights of the First Crusade, 3 brothers to be exact. I've heard this one as well. 2 of these brothers walked out of the desert 150 years after having found the Grail and began the long journey back to France, but only one of them made it. And before dying of extreme old age, he supposedly imparted his tale to a Franciscan friar, I think. Not supposedly, Dr. Jones. This is the manuscript in which the friar chronicled the knight's story. It doesn't reveal the location of the Grail, I'm afraid, but the knight promised that 2 markers that had been left behind would. This is like total ancient alien stuff here. This tablet is one of those markers. It proves the knight's story is true, but as you pointed out, it's incomplete. Uh-oh. You almost got a flag page going on here. Now, the second marker is entombed within the knight's dead brother. Our project leader, who I won't tell you the name of, believes that tomb to be located within the city of Venice, Italy. As you can see now, Dr. Jones, We're about to complete a great quest that began almost 2,000 years ago. We're only one step away. That's usually when the ground falls out from underneath your feet. Foreshadowing. You could be more right than you know. Yes. We've hit a snag. Our project leader has vanished, whoever that might be, along with all of his research. We received a cable from his colleague, Dr. Snyder, who may or may not be a man or a woman, who has no idea of his whereabouts or what's become of him. I want you to pick up the trail where he left off. Find the man, and you will find the Grail. You've got the wrong Jones, Mr. Donovan. Why don't you try my father? We already have. Your father is the man who disappeared. Wow, that's a lot of dialogue. But this is like a really critical part of the story, so that's okay. Okay, so now he's at his house. Your father and I have been friends since time began. I've watched you grow up, Indy, and I've watched the two of you grow apart. I've never seen you this concerned about him before. Dad? He's an academic, a bookworm. He's not a field man. Dad! Dad! Dear God, what has the old fool gotten himself into now? I don't know, but whatever it is, he's in over his head. Dad? Your dad is clearly not there. Come on. It's today's mail, and it's been opened. Mail. That's it, Marcus. Venice, Italy. What is it? It's Dad's Grail diary. Every clue he ever followed, every discovery he has made. A complete record of his search for the Holy Grail. This is his whole life. Why would he have sent this to me? I don't know. Someone must want it pretty badly. Do you believe Marcus? It's weird. This worked better in the movie because it kind of jumps right to that. Do you believe the Grail actually exists? The search for the cup of Christ is a search for the divine in all of us. But if you want facts, Indy, I've got none to give. At my age, I'm prepared to take a few things on faith. Call Donovan, Marcus. Tell him I'll take that ticket to Venice now. I'll tell him we'll take two, since I didn't go with you in the first movie. Tell me, what's going to happen when we get to Venice? Don't worry, Dr. Schneider will be there to meet you. I will not describe them in any way, so you won't know who they are. Schneider? I maintain an apartment in Venice at your disposal. Oh, well, that's good, thank you. Dr. Jones, good luck. Be careful. Don't trust anybody. Venice. Yes, well, how will we recognize this Dr. Snyder when we see him? I don't know. Maybe he'll know us. Suddenly a woman comes up to him. Attractive features, blonde hair, eyes that are bright and intelligent. Also probably blue. Foreshadowing. Dr. Jones? Yes. I knew it was you. Brazenly flirtatious. You have your father's eyes. And my mother's ears, but the rest belongs to you. What does that even mean? Looks like the best parts have already been spoken for. Marcus Birdie? That's right. Dr. Elisha Schneider. Oh, how do you do? The last time I saw your father, we were in the library. He was very close to tracking down the knight's tomb. I've never seen him so excited. He was giddy as a schoolboy. Who? Attila the professor? He was never giddy, even when he was a schoolboy. Fraulein, will you permit me? I usually don't. I usually don't either. In that case, I permit you. Wow, Indy is just going for it here. It would make me very happy. But I'm already sad. My tomorrow would have faded. Tomorrow I'll steal you another. I hate to interrupt you, but the reason we're here... Yes. Oh, yes, I have something to show you. Man, Indy is just going right for it. I left your father working in the library. He sent me to the map section to fetch an ancient plan of the city. When I got back to his table, he'd gone with all of his papers except for that scrap which I found near the chair. Roman numerals. Here's the library. That doesn't look like much of a library. See, I always hated this line because Indiana Jones would know that it was a converted church. It looks like a converted church, but maybe that's because Brody is older and is smarter than Indiana Jones. Oh, this is one of those things where, like, they jump ahead like 10 minutes and they're still continuing the conversation. You know, like, it looks like a converted church, and then they're inside, and then in this case, it's a literal truth. It's not really the best use of literal there. We're on holy ground. These columns over here were brought back as spoils after the war of the sacking of Byzantium during the Crusades. What was that other word? Byzantine. Byzantine. Yeah, because it was the Byzantine Empire, which was spread all over the place, and is very cattywampus, which is where the term Byzantine comes from. But this is Byzantium, so that must be a city. Now, please excuse me. The library is closing in a few minutes. I'll arrange for us to stay a little longer. Marcus, I've seen this window before. Where? Right here, in Dad's diary, you see? Look, Indy, the Roman numerals. Dad was onto something here. Well, now we know the source of the numerals, but we still don't know what they mean. My dad sent me this diary for a reason. Till we find out why, I suggest we keep it to ourselves. Not even that woman I was flirting with very heavily a few minutes ago. Find something? Yes, 3, 7, and 10. The window seems to be the source of the Roman numerals. My God, I must be blind. Dad wasn't looking for a book about the knight's tomb. He was looking for the tomb itself. So, this is also kind of weird. But by the way, I still think Raiders is the best Indiana Jones movie. It's like they're talking about keeping things secret, but then right here they're just openly talking about what they found. Don't you get it? The tomb is somewhere in the library. You said yourself it used to be a church. Look. 3, 3, 7, 10. And 10. Now where's the 10? Look around for the 10. 3, 7, and 10. 10. X marks the spot. Oh, was this a part where with the librarian? I guess that's supposed to be funny. Let's see if they actually have it here. Yeah, I guess it was in the script. You don't disappoint, Dr. Jones. You're a great deal like your father. Except he's lost and I'm not. Lower me down. Look after this, will ya? Pagan symbols, 4th or 5th century. 600 years before the Crusade. The Christians would have dug their own passages and burial chambers centuries later. That's right. There's a knight of the First Crusade entombed down here. This is where we'll find him. 3 men carrying guns make their way down the spiral staircase toward an unsuspecting Brody. One of the men, Kazim, raises his gun and brings it down hard on Brody's head. Oh! Another part of catacombs, day. Decomposing corpses. I would think they'd be completely decomposed by now. Rested niches along the carved stone walls. Grotesque skeletal remains with rotting linen stretched across blackened bones. It's like from Skyrim. What's this one? The Ark of the Covenant. Are you sure? Pretty sure. Okay, that was good. Scrapes the cobwebs away to reveal the Roman numeral X. Watch out. Petroleum. I could sink a well down here and retire. Petroleum? Wouldn't it be oil? Whatever. So now they're playing with lighters with oil everywhere. Give me the lighter. Oh, rats. Come on. Dun, dun, dun. Squeak, 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 squeak. It must be one of these. Look at the artistry of these carvings and the scroll work. It's this one. This is it. We found it. Look at the graving on the shield. It's the same as the Grail tablets. The shield is a second marker. What's that? It's a rubbing dad made of the Grail tablet. Just like your father. Giddy as a schoolboy. Wouldn't it be wonderful if he was here to see this now? He would have never made it past the rats. He hates rats. He hates rats. He's scared to death of them. Close, a hand as it lights a match. Pull back to reveal Kazim, dropping the lighted match into the oil slick water. Well, is it oil or petroleum or what is? Gasoline doesn't burn. It's the fumes that burn. So if you slit the match or the torch and everything would just burn already. Squeak, 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 squeak. Get back against the wall. Topples the coffin. Quick, under it. Air pocket. I don't think he actually said that in the movie, did he? Don't wander off. What? Also, I don't think that was in the movie. I think I found a way out. Deep breath. I don't think he said that either. He just said deep breath. I don't think any of this would actually work. Okay, they come out of the manhole cover. Ah, Venice. Indy's delight, however, is short-lived since Kazim and 2 other Turkish agents are running toward them with drawn guns. Now they're in the boat. Are you crazy? Don't go between them. Go between them? Are you crazy? I said go around. You said go between them. I said don't go between them. No! Why are you trying to kill us? Because you're looking for the Holy Grail. My father was looking for the Holy Grail. Did you kill him too? No! Where is he? Talk or you're dead. Damn it, tell me! Tell me! If you don't let go, Dr. Jones, we'll both die. Then we'll die. My soul is prepared. How's yours? There's really, if you watch this in Blu-ray, there's really, really obvious monofilament in this scene. Pulling the nose of the boat around to like lead it into the propeller blades. This is your last chance. No, Dr. Jones, it's yours. And they jump on her boat. All right, where's my father? If you let me go, I will tell you where he is. Well, we're friends now. Who are you? Oh, my name is Kazim. And why are you trying to kill us? The secret of the Grail has been safe for 1,000 years. And for all that time, the Brotherhood of the Cruciform Sword have been prepared to do anything to keep it safe. Let me off at this jetty. Ask yourself, why do you seek the cup of Christ? Is it for his glory or for yours?
I didn't come for the cup of Christ. I came to find my father.
In that case, God be with you in your quest. Your father is being held at the Castle Broomwald on the Austrian-German border. Is that really even a border at this point?
How's the head?
It's better now that I've seen this. It's the name of a city, Alexandretta.
The Knights of the First Crusade laid siege to the city of Alexandretta for over a year. The entire city was destroyed. Probably the library, too. The present-day city of Iskenderun is built on this ruins. Marcus, you remember the Grail tablet said? Across the desert and through the mountain to the canyon of the Crescent Moon? But where exactly?
Your father would know. Your father did know. Look, he made a map. He must have pieced it together from clues scattered throughout the whole history of the Grail quest. A map with no names. Like horses. Now, he knew there was a city with an oasis due east. Here. He knew the course turned south through the desert to a river, and the river led into the mountains. Here. Straight to the canyon. He knew everything except where to begin. The name of the city.
Alexandretta. Now we know.
Yes, now we know.
Marcus, get hold of Sala. Tell him to meet you in Iskenderun.
What about you?
I'm going after Dad.
Indy opens the door. His bedroom has been ransacked.
Elsa?
He goes in. Elsa's bedroom. Day finds Elsa's bedroom is in a similar ransacked state to his own. The room is empty. He's worried for her. Knocks and calls out,
Elsa? 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 Elsa?
Do you want to build a snowman? Elsa is in the bathroom in front of the mirror. Apparently she couldn't hear any of her room being ransacked. Right. My room.
Mine too.
What were they looking for?
This.
The Grail Diary.
Uh-huh.
You had it? You didn't trust me.
I didn't know you. At least I let you tag along.
She's awfully hard to resist. Oh, yes, give them a flower and they'll follow you anywhere.
Knock it off. You're not mad.
No.
No. You like the way I do things.
It's lucky I don't do things the same way. You'd still be stranded at the Venice Pier.
Look, what do you think is going on here? Since I've met you, I've nearly been in Syria.
I've nearly been in Syria.
I've nearly been incinerated, drowned, shot at, and chopped into fish bait. We're caught in the middle of something sinister here. My guess is Dad found out more than he was looking for. And until I'm sure, I'm going to continue to do things the way I think they should be done.
How dare you kiss me?
Leave me alone. I don't like fast women.
And I hate arrogant men.
Ah, Venice.
Oh, Indiana Jones. Oh, okay, I guess we're to the castle already.
What do you know about this place?
I know the Broomwalds are famous art collectors. What are you going to do?
Don't know. Think of something.
Oh, this is that dumb scene where they change costumes. I don't like this scene. Oh, God, this is the part where Indiana Jones has the Scottish accent. Oh. Yes? And not before time. Did you intend to leave us standing on the doorstep all day? We're drenched. Now look, I've gone and caught a sniffle. Pfft, Indiana Jones would never do this. I'm sorry. Are you expected? Don't take that tone with me, my good man. Now buttle off and tell Baron Broomrod that Lord Clarence MacDonald and his lovely assistant are here to view the tapestries. Tapestries? Dear me, this man is dense. This is a castle, isn't it? There are tapestries. This is a castle, and we have many tapestries. But if you're a Scottish lord, then I am Mickey Mouse. How dare he? Indiana Jones would not have done that. I'm sorry. See, there were some creaks in the Indiana Jones expanded universe before they made that fourth movie that was never made, or the fifth one.
Nazis. I hate these guys.
And then now going hallway.
This one, I think he's in here.
How do you know?
Because it's wired.
Indy?
Don't worry, this is kids' play.
I always thought he said kittens play when I watched the tape.
I'll be right back. Junior! Yes, sir. It is you, Junior. Don't call me that, please. But what are you doing here? I came to get here. What did you think? Late 14th century, Ming Dynasty. Oh, it breaks the heart. And the head. You hit me, Dad. I'll never forgive myself. Don't worry. I'm fine. Thank God. It's fake. See? You can tell by the cross-section. No! Dad, get your stuff. We gotta get you out of here. Well, I'm sorry about your head, son, but I thought you were one of them. Dad, they come in through the doors. Good point. But better safe than sorry. So I was wrong this time. But by God, I wasn't wrong when I mailed you my diary. You obviously got it. I got it and I used it. We found the entrance to the catacombs. Through the library? Right. I knew it. And the tomb of Sir Richard? Found it. He was actually there? You saw him? Well, what was left of him? And his shield. The inscription on Sir Richard's shield? Alexandretta.
It's a great moment in Henry's life. He turns aside, lost for himself. Yeah, see, this isn't formatted correctly. This would have been an action. This would have been over here.
Alexandretta, of course, on the Pilgrim Trail from the Eastern Empire. Oh, Junior, you did it. No, Dad, you did. 40 years. If only I could have been with you. They were rats, Dad. Rats? Yeah, big ones. What do the Nazis want with you, Dad? Obviously. They wanted my diary. Yeah? I knew I had to get that book as far away from me as I possibly could. Yeah?
Dr. Jones!
Yes?
I will take the book now.
What book?
You have the diary in your pocket.
Ha! Do you think my son would be stupid enough that he'd bring the diary all the way back here? You didn't, did you? You didn't bring it, did you? Well, you did. Can we discuss this later? I should have mailed it to the Marx Brothers. Will you take it easy? Take it easy. Why do you think I sent it home in the first place? So it wouldn't fall into their hands. I came here to save you. Yeah? And who's going to save you, Junior? I told you. Don't call me Junior. Look what you did. I can't believe what you just did. Elsa,
that's far enough. Put down the gun, Dr. Jones. Put down the gun or the Fraulein dies. The movie gets way better here.
But she's one of them. Indy, please. She's a Nazi. What? Trust me.
Indy, no.
I will kill her. Oh, yeah? Go ahead. No, don't shoot. Don't worry. He won't. Indy, please do what he says. And don't listen to her. Enough. She dies. Wait.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
But you should have listened to your father. Dun, 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 dun.
She ransacked her own room and I fell for it. How did you know she was a Nazi? How did you know she was a Nazi? She talks in her sleep. I didn't trust her. Why did you?
Because he didn't take my advice.
Donovan.
Didn't I warn you not to trust anyone, Dr. Jones? Oh, I gotta swallow for this line.
I misjudged you, Walter. I knew you'd sell your mother for an Etruscan vase, but I didn't know you'd sell your soul to the slimy humanity.
Dr. Snyder, there's pages torn out of this. This book contained a map with no names, precise directions for the unknown city to the secret canyon of the crescent moon.
So it did.
Where are these missing pages? The map, we must have these pages back. You're wasting your breath. He won't tell us, and he doesn't have to. It's perfectly obvious where the pages are. He's given them to Marcus Brody.
Marcus? You didn't drag poor Marcus along, did you? He's not up to the challenge.
He sticks out like a sore thumb. We'll find him.
The hell you will. He's got a 2-day head start on you, which is more than he needs. Brody's got friends in every town and village from here to the Sudan. He speaks a dozen languages, knows every local custom. He'll blend in, disappear. You'll never see him again. With any luck, he's got the grail already.
See, this is another thing. This is like the part where he was talking to Elsa about how he's been stabbed and incinerated. It's way too many lines of dialogue for Indiana Jones. Now, when I write Indiana Jones 6, things are going to change. Indiana Jones 6 is going to be the college years, where he meets Marion. Okay, now we're in another country. Does anyone here speak English or even ancient Greek? No, water, thank you. No fish make love in it. Oh, thank you so much. No, I don't like that. No, I'm a vegetarian. Does anyone understand a word I'm saying? Mr. Brody! Oh, Salah, what a relief. Marcus Brody, sir. And where is Indy? Oh, he's in Austria. A slight detour. You're on your own? Yes, but don't panic. Everything's under control. Have you arranged our supplies? Oh, yes, of course. But where are we going? Oh, this map will show you. It was drawn by a sinister man. Mr. Brody? Welcome to Iskenderun. The director of Museum of Antiquities has sent a car for you. Oh, what? You're your servant, sir. And I'm his. Follow me, please. My reputation precedes me. There is no museum in Iskenderun. Papers, please. Of course. Papers? Of course. Run. Yes. Papers, sir. Got it right here. Just finished reading it myself. Run. Yes. Run. Indiana Jones and his father are tied up in the fortress. Intolerable. Dr. Snyder, message from Berlin. You must return immediately. A rally at the Institute of Aryan Culture. So, your presence on the platform is requested at the highest level. Thank you, Herr Oberst. I will meet you in Iskenderun. Take this diary to the Reich Museum in Berlin. It'll show them our progress ahead of schedule. Without a map, I'm afraid it's no better than a souvenir. Let me kill them now. No, if we fail to recover the pages from Brody, we'll need them alive. Always do what the doctor orders. Don't look at me like that. We both wanted the Grail. I would have done anything to get it. You would have done the same.
I'm sorry you think so.
I can't forget how wonderful it was.
Thank you. It was rather wonderful.
Dr. Snyder, your car is waiting. That's how Austrians say goodbye. And this is how we say goodbye in Germany, Dr. Jones.
Oh, ugh. I like the Austrian way better. So did I. Let's try and get these ropes loose. We've got to get to Marcus before the Nazis do. You said he had a 2-day start, then he would blend in, disappear. Are you kidding? I made that up. You know Marcus. He got lost once in his own museum. Try and reach into my left jacket pocket. What am I looking for? My lucky charm. Feels like a cigarette lighter. Try and burn for the ropes. Very good. I have to tell you something. Don't get sentimental, Dad. Save it till we're out of here. The floor's on fire, see? What? End the chair? Move!
Oh, now we have German. Etta Wisselman Higher. Well, we have Marcus Brody, but more important, we have the map. Aus Berlin, mein Herr. By personal command of the Führer, security essential to success. Eliminate the American conspirators. Germany has declared war on the Jones brothers. Los voran! Whatever that means. Okay, now we're back at the castle.
Dad, what? Dad, what? Dad! Head for the fireplace!
They obviously cut a few out in the editing.
I think I can get these ropes off.
Whoops! He didn't say that.
Our situation has not improved. Listen, Dad, I'm almost free.
Alarm! Schnell! Also speaks English and then German? Okay, fine.
This is intolerable! I'm out, Dad. Well done, boy.
Come on, Dad.
Dead end. There's got to be a secret door around a passageway or something. I find that if I just sit down and think, Dad, the solution presents itself. Dun, 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 dun. Great, more boats. Would you say this has been a typical day for you, huh? No, but it's better than most. Come on, Dad, come on. What about the boat? We're not going on the boat?
Sie alle in the boat, schnell! I don't know. They're in the boat, hurry? I don't know. Okay, this part also bugged me. It's like, they send the boat down the river, but then they don't wait until the bad guys get in the boat before they bust out of the crate with a motorcycle. They bust out of the crate with the motorcycle while they're getting in the boat so they can knock them over. It's kind of dumb, but it's like one of those things that doesn't make sense unless it's in a movie. Okay, now it's a motorcycle chase. Halt! Halt! Indy starts on the road marked Venedig. Wow, this is the whole motorcycle chase right here? Wow.
You're going the wrong way. We have to get to Berlin. Brody's this way. My diary's in Berlin. You don't need the diary, Dad. Marcus has the map. There's more in the diary than just the map. All right, Dad, tell me.
That's where I like that part where he turns off the throttle.
Well, he who finds the Grail must face the final challenge. What final challenge? 3 devices of such lethal coming.
Coming?
3 devices of such 3 devices of such lethal cunning. Booby traps? Oh yes. But I found the clues that will safely take us through in the Chronicles of St. Alsum. But what are they? Can't you remember? I wrote them down in my diary so I wouldn't have to remember. Half the German army's on our tail, and you want me to go to Berlin? Into the lion's den? Yes. The only thing that matters is the Grail. What about Marcus? Marcus would agree with me. 2 selfless martyrs. Jesus Christ. That's for blasphemy. The quest for the Grail is not about archaeology. It's a race against evil. If it is captured by the Nazis, the armies of darkness... Oh, great movie. Will march all over the face of the earth. Do you understand me? This is an obsession, Dad. I never understood it. Never. Neither did Mom. Oh, yes, she did. Only too well. Unfortunately, she kept her illness from me until all I could do was mourn her.
Is that what he says in the movie? Okay, now we're in Berlin.
My boy, we are pilgrims in an unholy land.
Okay, then he meets up with Elsa.
Fraulein Doctor, where is it?
How did you get here?
Where is it? I want it.
You came for the book? Why?
My father didn't want it incinerated.
Is that what you think of me? I believe in the Grail, not the swastika. Oh, great, this video is getting demonetized.
Yet you stood up to be counted with the enemy of everything the Grail stands for. Who gives a damn what you think? You do! All I have to do is squeeze.
All I have to do is scream.
I got it. Now let's get the hell out of here.
Dun, 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 dun. And then he meets Hitler. Okay, now they're on the, I guess it would be a Zeppelin, right?
What did you get? I don't know. The first available flight out of Germany?
Zeppelin is a rigid airship, different than a blimp. 10 stories tall and longer than 2 football fields. Oh, even back then, everything was in football fields. Flying in the grand tradition. Was this before the Hindenburg exploded? When was the Hindenburg? 39? 38? Okay, now they're on the Zeppelin.
Well, well, we made it. When we're airborne, with Germany behind us, then I'll share that sentiment. Relax.
Okay. Nick Zumachen, Versteinen, haben Sie das mal gegessen? Nein. Verschissen bitte. Nein. Ich habe nicht gegessen. Tickets, please, which he says in English for some reason. Oh, here we go. Verschissen mein Dame, bitte. Oh, now he knows German. Well, of course he knows German because Indiana Jones fought in the First World War. Guten Tag, Herr Jones. Verschissen mein Herr Weg. Tickets, please. Was?
No ticket.
In the script, it says in German with a shrug, no ticket. But, I mean, it was funny, but it doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, look, there's clearly an American guy here, and he just punched a German officer out of a window, and then he says something in English. This isn't suspicious. Of course, that's before World War II had started. But
sharing your adventures is an interesting experience. That's not all we shared. It's disgraceful. You're old enough to be her grandfather. Well, I'm as human as the next man. I was the next man.
You don't know that, Indy. I mean, she's a good-looking woman.
Ships that pass in the night. Do you remember the last time we had a quiet drink? I had a milkshake. What did we talk about? We didn't talk. We never talked. And do I detect a rebuke? A regret. It was just the two of us, Dad. It was a lonely way to grow up. For you, too. If you'd been like the ordinary average father like the other guys' dads, you'd have understood that. Actually, I was a wonderful father. When? Did I ever tell you to eat up, go to bed, wash your ears, do your homework? No. I respected your privacy, and I taught you self-reliance. But you taught me I was less important to you than people who had been dead for 500 years in another country. And I learned it so well that we've hardly spoken for 20 years. You left just when you were becoming interesting. Dad, how can you? Very well, I'm here now. What do you want to talk about? I can't think of anything. Then what are you complaining about? Look, we have work to do. When we get to Alexandria, we will face 3 challenges. First, the breath of God. Only the penitent man will pass. Second, the word of God. Only in the footsteps of God will he proceed. Third, the path of God. Only in the leap from the lion's head will he prove his worth. What does that mean? I don't know. We'll find out. They're turning around. They're taking us back to Germany. Oh, I thought it would take longer than that to figure out the radio was dead. Come on, Dad, move. Come on, Dad, come on. I didn't know you could fly a plane. Fly, yes. Land, no.
That was also some good foreshadowing.
Dad, you're going to have to use the machine gun. Get it ready. 11 o'clock. Dad, 11 o'clock. What happens at 11 o'clock? 12, 11, 10, 11 o'clock. Fire. Dad, are we hit? More or less. Sorry, son. They got us. Son, I'm sorry.
What did he? Oh, man, I can't even remember now.
I'm sorry, son. They got us.
I think that's what he said in the movie.
Hang on, Dad. We're going in. Nice landing. Thanks.
2 screaming Messerschmitts.
Those people are trying to kill us. I know, Dad. It's a new experience for me. Happens to me all the time. This is intolerable. This could be close.
Why did it go into the tunnel? That was dumb. Like the world's worst pilot. No wonder they lost the war.
Faster, boy, faster. Well, they don't come any closer than that.
Okay, so now the car is blown up.
Dad, he's coming back.
Indy and Henry run. Well, Indiana Jones' name was also Henry. Run to the mountainside to the deserted Mediterranean beach. Day. The Messerschmitt comes along for another pass. A flock of seagulls, your favorite group.
I suddenly remembered my Charlemagne. Let my armies be the rocks and the trees and the birds in the sky.
And now Indy respects his dad. Okay, now we're in Iskenderun. I don't know where that is. All those countries change every time there's a war. These pages are taken from Professor Jones's diary, Your Highness, and they include a map that pinpoints the exact location of the Grail. As you can see, the Grail's all but in our hands. However, Your Highness, we would not think of crossing your soil without your permission, nor of removing the Grail from your borders without suitable compensation. What have you brought? Bring the stats! Precious valuables, Your Highness, donated by some of the finest families in all of Germany. That's dark. Rolls-Royce Phantom 2, 4.3 liter, 30 horsepower, 6-cylinder engine with Stromberg draft carburetor. Can go from 0 to 100 kilometers in 12.5 seconds, and I even like the color. The keys are in the ignition, Your Highness. Along with the fancy cars, they make a lot of jet engines. Actually, a friend of mine, he was just here last week. He was it was interesting. They like Learjets use Rolls-Royce engines. He said they build them like in South Carolina, and then they primer them, and then they fly them with like blue primer still on the outside. They fly them up to here to Appleton, Wisconsin, and that's where they actually do all the finishing work. So he was in the state to I don't know, do some work on them. So we were talking about engines and stuff, and I was like, so how do jet engines deal with birds going through them, which I guess is relevant to the Indiana Jones script. And he's like, well, they're designed to suck up birds. He said that they actually test engines. This is going to sound crazy, but he would know. If anyone knows, my friend would know. He said they test the engines by pneumatically firing a frozen chicken into them to make sure that they can chop it to bits. Isn't that crazy? And all the blades are actually made of titanium. It's pretty crazy. All right, I've gotten way off topic here. I'm sorry. You shall have camels, horses, and armed escorts, provisions, desert vehicles, and tanks. Plural? You're welcome. We have no time to lose. Indiana Jones and his father have escaped.
We go this way. Get that camel out of the way. What happened to Marcus, Sala?
Ah, they sent across the desert this afternoon. I believe they took Mr. Brody with them.
Now they have the map, and in this sort of race, there's no silver medal for finishing second.
Can't wet your whistle, Marcus? I'd rather spit in your face, but as I haven't got any spit, we must be within 3 or 4 miles, otherwise we're off the map. Well, Marcus, we are on the brink of the recovery of the greatest artifact in the history of mankind. You're meddling with powers you cannot possibly comprehend.
I see Brody. He seems okay. They've got a tank, 6-pound gun. What do you think you're doing? Get down, Dad. We're well out of range. That car belonged to my mother-in-law. That car belonged to my brother-in-law. Come on.
I can't see anyone up there. Maybe it wasn't even Jones. No, it's him all right. He's here somewhere. Put Brody in the tank. Kazim, remember him, peers over a rock, pointing his rifle at the group below. Well, in this sun, without transportation, they're as good as dead.
Pew, 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 pew. It's Jones, all right. Now, who are these people? Who cares as long as they're keeping Donovan busy? Dad, you stay here while Sala and I try to organize some transportation. Pew, 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 pew. I'm going after those horses. I'll take the camels. I don't need camels, but Indy, no camels.
Oh, I guess Kazim is dead. Who is he? A messenger from God. For the unrighteous, the cup of life holds everlasting damnation. Bleh. Okay, now Henry Jones goes into the tank. I always kind of wonder how that works. Marcus! Everyone says O in this script.
Genius of the restoration.
Ada recitation.
Henry, what are you doing here? It's a rescue, old boy. Come on.
Search him. What is in the book? That miserable little diary of yours. Should be a question mark. Here's the map. The book is useless, and yet you come all the way back to Berlin to get it. Why? What are you hiding? What does the diary tell you that it doesn't tell us?
It tells me that goose-stepping morons like yourself should try reading books instead of burning them.
Colonel, Jones is getting away. I think not, Herr Donovan. Not that Jones, the other one. Herr Colonel! Dun, 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 dun.
Shala, I said no camels. That's 5 camels. Can't you count? Compensation for my brother-in-law's car. Indy, your father. Where's my father? They have them. in the belly of that steel beast. Fire! Der Kugeln sprengen! Kein Bewinkeln! Dad! Dad! Junior! 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 Dad! Dad! Get it! Dun, 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 dun. Die Samakara! Sieben Freunde Weber! Henry, the pen! What? Don't you see? The pen is mightier than the sword. Look what you did! It's war! Didn't I tell you it was a rescue, huh? Dad, you call the shockology? Get out of there, Dad! How does one get off this thing? Where's Marcus? Dad! Hang on, Dad! Father of Indy, give me a hand! Sala, get Dad! Give me a hand! Junior! Indy? Oh, God, I've lost him, and I never told him anything. I just wasn't ready, Marcus. 5 minutes would have been enough. I thought I'd lost you, boy. I thought you had too, sir. Well done. Come on. Let's go, then. Why are you sitting there resting when we're so near the end? Come on, let's go. The Canyon of the Crescent Moon. Do, 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 do. I wonder how many subscribers I'm going to lose over this.
Okay, now we're in Act 3. Interior Temple, day. Indy, Sala, Henry, and Brody creep forward to see the terrified face of a Turkish soldier. He's walking slowly, eyes darting, muttering a prayer under his breath. What's going on here? The Turk stands alone in the center of the temple. It's very dark. Giant columns define the temple's perimeter. Watch him from a safe distance? Oh, Elsa and Donovan watch him from a safe distance. Okay. The Turk takes one more step, a fatal step, it turns out. We hear a roar, a whoosh of air, but we see nothing except for the Turk's head fly off and bounce across the ground. Helmut, another volunteer! 2 Nazi soldiers force another Turk forward. Oh, jeez. Nazis, right? Oh no, they caught Indy. I never expected to see you again. I'm like a bad penny. I always turn up. I always use that line. Step back now, Dr. Snyder. Give Dr. Jones some room. He's going to recover the Grail for us. Impossible? What do you say, Jones? Ready to go down in history? As what? A Nazi stooge like you? Nazis? Is that the limit of your vision? The Nazis want to write themselves into the Grail legend and take on the world. Well, they're welcome to it. But I want the Grail itself. The cup that gives everlasting life. Hitler can have the world, but he can't take it with him. I'm going to be drinking my own health when he's gone the way of the dodo. Dude, I don't think Hitler's going to let you get away with that. The Grail is mine, and you're going to get it for me. Oh, so Donovan is basically exactly the same character as Belloc in the in the first movie. It is a radio for speaking to God, and it is within my reach. Okay, now this is actually one of the best screenwriting story parts of the whole movie. Shooting me won't get you anywhere. You know something, Dr. Jones? You're absolutely right. He shoots Henry. Dad! Junior! No! Get back! You can't save him when you're dead. The healing power of the Grail is the only thing that can save your father now. It's time to ask yourself what you believe. Now, that's good storytelling. That's good. Even the stupid Messerschmitts going into the tunnel. This is good storytelling. The breath of God. Only the patented man will pass. Only the patented man will pass. The patented man will pass. The patented man. Only the patented man will pass. Only the patented man will pass. The patented man will pass. The patented man. Blah, 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 blah. The patented man is humble before God. The patented man is. He kneels before God. Kneel. I'm through. We're through. He's all right. No. The second challenge is the word of God. Only in the footsteps of God will he proceed. The word of God. The word of. Proceed in the footsteps of the word. The word of God. No, Henry, try not to talk. The name of God. The name of God. Jehovah. But in the Latin alphabet, Jehovah begins with an I. J. Oh dear. In Latin, Jehovah starts with an I. I-E-H-O-V-A. Now he comes to the leap of faith. Now, when I was a kid, because I I saw this movie in the theater. I was like, what was I, 13, I think? Yeah, I was 13 years old. And I didn't really understand that it was a forced perspective painting. Uh, I just thought it was like magic, right? But when you're older, you're like, oh, it's a forced perspective painting. Which even then doesn't really work. I mean, well, you'd have to have the forced perspective. Oh no, have I been recording this whole thing with my webcam? Oh, good. OBS is not using my webcam. I just like looked at my webcam, like the blue lights are on. And I'm like, oh no, this webcam audio is awful. But no, it's using my headset. The path of flood. Did he say that in the movie? Only a leap from the lion's head will he prove his worth. Impossible. Nobody can jump this. Indy, you must hurry. Come quickly. It's a leap of faith. You must believe, boy. You must. Oh, look at this. In the script, Indy jumps and then he lands on the walkway. He had painted a pathway to a line of the rocks 100 feet below. It is a perfect forced perspective image of the rocks below with lines about 100 feet continue 6 feet below a sign of. That's a very detailed script. Well, obviously, in the movie, he takes one step out, which makes sense because him jumping would have probably looked kind of silly in the movie. Indy is mesmerized by their number and their beauty, and then he realizes that a man is praying at the altar. He has his back turned to Indy, but he is dressed as what he is, a Grail Knight! Close above the knight, but we can't see his face. The visor of the helmet is down. And they fight, blah, blah, blah. I knew you'd come, but my strength has left me. Who are you? The last of 3 brothers who swore an oath to find the Grail and to guard it. That was 700 years ago. A long time to wait. You are strangely dressed for a knight. I'm not exactly a knight. What do you mean? I was chosen because I was the bravest and the most worthy. The honor was mine until another came to challenge me to single combat. I pass it to you who vanquished me. Listen, I don't have time to explain, but which one is it? You must choose, but choose wisely, for as the true Grail will bring you life, the false Grail will take it from you. I'm not a historian. I have no idea what it looks like. Which one is it? Let me choose. Thank you, Doctor. Elsa and Indy exchange looks. He thinks he has seen her in a true Elsa and Indy exchange looks. He thinks he has seen her in her true colors. Elsa chooses a cup, a solid gold, emerald-encrusted goblet. Donovan instantly takes it from her. Oh, yes, it's more beautiful than I'd ever imagined. This certainly is the cup of the King of Kings. To eternal life. What is happening to me? What is happening? Very early CGI effects. He chose poorly. So did Elsa do that on purpose? Because then she says, it would not be made of gold. See, there should have been a scene earlier in the movie where like Donovan had some sort of slight against her. You know, like maybe he would say something like sexist, maybe like, I will take over the world and, and then, but you're a woman or something. Like there should have been a little bit of setup for her because clearly she does betray him because she says it would not be made of gold. So there should have been some sort of setup for why she would betray him because she betrays everyone else. She should be like, I will have the cup of Christ. Anyway, I love this line. That's the cup of a carpenter. Because it's Harrison Ford. There's only one way to find out. Look, 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 look. You have chosen wisely, but the Grail cannot pass beyond the Great Seal. That is the boundary and the price of immortality. So Indiana Jones gives some Grail juice to his dad. And his dad is healed. Drop your guns, please. Dad, come on, get to your feet. Elsa steps forward and picks up the Grail. She turns to Indy, her face alight with the possession of the Grail. We've got it, come on. Elsa, don't move. It's ours, Indy, yours and mine. Oh, so that was her motivation the whole time. See, I think they could have set that up a little better. Elsa, don't cross the seal. The knight warned us not to take the Grail from this place. Junior! Ah! Okay, I guess Elsa. Oh, this is where Elsa falls into the pit. It's a lot more elaborate in the movie. It's weird. Like the script has like some really, really detailed action sequences, and in some parts, the screenwriter's just like, whatever. Elsa, don't! Elsa! Elsa, give me your hand, honey! I can't hold you! I can reach it! I can reach it! Elsa, give me your other hand! Ah! Elsa! Wait, he didn't say that. Oh no, Indiana Jones has fallen into the pit.
Junior, give me another hand. I can't hold on. I can get it. I can almost reach it, Dad. Indiana, let it go.
Now his father respects him. And he pulls him up, and they leave the temple.
Dad, please, Dad.
Oh, because the dad wants to go back in. Well, everything's okay now.
Elsa never really believed in the Grail. She thought she'd found a prize. What did you find, Dad? Illumination. What did you find, Junior?
Junior, Dad, please. What does this always mean? This Junior?
That's his name. Henry Jones, Jr. I like Indiana. We named the dog Indiana.
May we go home now, please? The dog? You are named after the dog?
I've got a lot of fond memories of that dog.
Ready?
Ready.
Indy, Henry, follow me. I know the way. Ha!
Got lost in his own museum once, huh?
Oh, Henry says that.
Got lost in his own museum, huh?
Uh-huh.
After you, Junior.
Yes, sir. Yeah! Dun, 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 dun. That's where Indiana Jones should have ended. They don't need to make another one, but they did anyway. And they're making another one for some reason, even though he's too old and they shouldn't make another Indiana Jones. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my script reading of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. This video had nothing to do with electronics, and I don't care.